When families enroll online, it is intended to be new families. If an existing family attempts to enroll online using a different email address so they are not found in ProCare, they'll get flagged as a duplicate when you try to import them. So there's a couple of things you'll want to understand about that. So we're going to go to the MyProcare menu at the top and choose Review and Import. And we're going to choose to import this particular family, and I'm going to show you what happens when I try to import them. Are you sure you want to import them? And it will tell me possible duplicates found 1. And then it marks that account as red. So one thing I could do, if I knew for a fact that this was not a duplicate and maybe they just had a very similar name or lived on the same street or something where they might have been marked as a match, I could choose down at the very bottom here, I could choose to ignore duplicates and then import anyhow, and it would create a brand new account for this family with brand new people for the parent and the child. If I open that up, you can see the child's name is Kathy. So it would create a brand new account. I may not want it to create a brand new account, though. I may realize that that's not the right thing. So one option is to ignore the duplicates and bring it in. Another option is to deal with it. So one way to deal with it is to double-click on the account. It'll show me which ones it thinks are a duplicate. It did not find the child as a duplicate because actually her name is spelled a little differently. She is in my system as Catherine, but here it's been spelled as Kathy. And since there's not a date of birth to go by in this particular case, it didn't find that as a match. But this one is found as a match. So I can go in here and I can say find duplicates. And I can choose the person. Oh yeah, that's the person, all right. That's the one it's supposed to be. I can say select. And then I have the choice of whether I want to merge the information together. So if it is merging the information, it's going to be showing me, it's going to take any of the new updated information from the second occurrence of Mary Fred X and merge it in with the original occurrence of Mary Occurrence. So I could say that. I'd say yes, and I'd say exit. These would be no longer flagged as a dupe. It's not seeing this one as a dupe because the name got entered a little differently. In this case, it would now let me import, but what will happen is, although the mom, Mary Fredericks, will not be duplicated, she will be one person record in ProCare, I still will get a second Fredericks account. So that is something to keep in mind when things get flagged as duplicates. You typically do not want to import them and end up with a second account. I would probably recommend that you end up deleting them. If there's any information here that you need, you could look at, decide what it is on the screen first. And then you could say, yeah, you know what, this really was a duplicate record. This family was not supposed to have re-registered online. I don't know why they used a different email address. And that's how they would get through the new enrollment because they're using an email address they hadn't been using in ProCare. So you could simply delete them out of here. That way you don't have to worry about having that duplicate. The other option really is to import them, let it create the duplicate account. So let's go ahead and import that so you can see what would happen. So I will import them. Okay, that time it let me, right? So now I'll see that in this case I have two Frederick Mary accounts, one with a picture on it. Oh no, so I don't have the picture because what it did is it merged the second occurrence over the first one. I originally had a picture of Mary Fredericks. And then when I said merge, the new record, Mary did not upload a picture of herself. So by merging them, it's basically taking the newer information, the way it was most recently entered, and replacing the old information. So in this case, I lost a picture of her that I may have wanted to have. I would have gotten any of the new phone numbers, though. So if I open up her record, I actually have more phone numbers in here than I had before. And I'll see that if a parent had gone in individually and created a record in MyProcare by editing, I would see that here as well. So it did bring Mary in. It did merge them. In other words, I only have one Mary Fredericks in the system, and that part's good. But I did end up with two accounts. So I wouldn't normally want two accounts for this family. any account that did not yet have any, say, attendance records or postings, financial postings, I could delete the account by going through the deletion process of removing the child and then removing the account. But I think my advice would be, when records are found as duplicates, if they truly are duplicates, my advice would be don't import them. Instead, remove them from the review and import screen, and really only import them if it truly is not a duplicate. So just to remind you how that would work, when you're in the review and import screen, if you had a family and they truly were not a duplicate but they got marked as one, you could say ignore duplicates and import them anyway. If they really were a duplicate, in my opinion, the better course of action is to simply pick that family and then choose delete, and that would delete that particular family. And so that's an explanation of how duplicate records are handled through the import screen.